Hello and welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review from the beer room. It's looking quite good actually. I will do an update video, but I'm trying to get more of the work done. I'm getting there. So tonight from Bath Ales, it's their Wild Hare, a gluten-free pale ale, 5%. I will read what it says on the back. A flavoursome pale ale brewed with English grown hops that's crisp and fresh with a hint of citrus bitterness. And that's really all it says. It doesn't even tell you the hops. It just says hops. Okay, so let's dive in. So yeah, it's coming along now. I'm on the downward swing. I've still got stuff to sort out though. Been a dumping ground, and I haven't sorted out some of the boxes for years. I've got cables that are like donkey's years old, and I'm at that point where, you know, when you've not sorted some out, if you haven't used it for about 5 years, then there's a reason that you're not going to use it anyway. But unless it's a gaming, something to do with gaming. So as we can see, it's quite a light. You would call it gold, but you would call it a very light gold pour. Birdies in the background. Birdies in the background. Good carbonation on this, very thin head. Alright, mate. Trying to do a beer review. Jesus. So, malty, citrusy, good old fashioned traditional beer. So I'm putting up tons and tons of beer mats and stuff, decorating the walls. What I did notice when I went to micro pubs is that they've got stacks of beer, and it's interesting, you know, when you read the different beers that have come out that you've never even seen or tried, and it's like, ooh, that sounds nice, and it you know, it's that sort of thing I wanted to bring to the beer room, but you'll see anyway on the reveal. Like I say, probably still a day away. It's taking that long. But Rome wasn't built in a day, so there you go. So yeah, lovely fruity citrus flavour of this. Certainly going down well. I didn't want to have a drink until I'd nearly cracked it for the night. There's only so much you can do in the night. I've been at work since 7 o'clock this morning, and I've got to take a load of rubbish to the car, so I can't be on it too much longer. The family will think I've hibernated to the shed. So this is gluten-free now. I'm not sure how they get gluten-free. It's not because you know, if you aren't somebody who suffers with that sort of thing, then you know, I only know so much in life, and but for those who are gluten-free, at least you know that it says on a lot of these days. There's a lot of beers now that are gluten-free, so it's a good thing that there's so much support for it these days. I've got to say, it's the cleanest this beer room's been in a hell of a long time. I've even sorted out the glass wall, and yeah, it's looking better. Not perfect. Will anything ever be perfect? No, not really, not in life. But it's my little oasis, and with all my stuff in the background, which you'll see. And the thing is, in here now, I've got the capability to do beer reviews from all over the shed, not just with the beer wall behind me, but anywhere, because I've got the ring of light, which means I can sit wherever I want to sit and do a beer review. So, and I've got plenty of seating. I've got chairs that were chucked out from my workplace, and they're perfect for in here. You know, if I had people round, and some of them may need a bit of glue actually because they wobble a little bit, but it just needs the glue's gone. So getting some glue or hard as nails, squirting a bit of that in, bish bash bosh, job's good. And yeah, it's nice to be winning. Um, but it seems, I don't know if everyone's the same. There's a time when you have to start decorating again. In our house, it was only 2 years since we fully decorated it, but it's ready again. And yeah, pain in the backside because it's not cheap to decorate, and we've already got enough bills coming in as it is, and that's before this gas and electric thing happens, and God knows what's going to go off there. I do wonder if the Russians are fueling all this. It's amazing how the price of gas has gone up sky high. Who's the biggest supplier of gas to the Europe? Russia. Does make you wonder, doesn't it? But if we get our gas from North Sea, why can't we lower the price of our gas? Why do you have to stay? If our gas is from the North Sea, I don't know if it is or isn't. There's something that's out of my interest levels. But if that is the case, then surely, if we're getting our gas from the North Sea, then surely, if the North Sea is at us anyway, then surely we can dictate the price in this country and not be in line with everybody else in the world. So stuff the rest of them, sort of thing. Yeah, don't know. It's an interesting thing anyway. So enjoying this, going down well. And I'm glad to see the back of the wind. Jesus Christ, 3 storms, back to back storms. Can do without that. Yeah, there's only so many storms that you want to see in any one time and any one place. So yeah, I'm really firing in the beer pump clips and beer mats and that. Just really decorating it. And like I said about micro pubs, it's so interesting when you go into a micro pub. You're like, ooh, don't know any of these beers. There's beers that you think, oh, that sounds apt. And having your own little spot, it's it's so nice just to come and escape the world at times. And I must admit, I've had my best day with least mental health issues for a while, which is always a good thing. I can do without mental health issues at any stage of the game. So to have a good day is always welcome. Um, so enjoying this. Not going to talk too long. Trying to get 3 beer reviews in tonight. So the first 2 won't be big beers, but the third one may well be. You never know. And once the weather warms up, definitely thinking of doing at least one cider or lager review daily. 1, to get rid of the backlog. 2, just because lagers and ciders do come to the forefront in the summer, spring and summer. And we're on the verge of spring now, aren't we? I mean, technically, December, January, and February are winter. March, supposedly, is spring. And I look around and I see the bulbs are coming through lovely. I mean, where I am, snowdrops, crocus, bluebells, daffodils, narcissus, they're all emerging and emerging great. And my hard work on both my sites that I work on is really coming to fruition. Um, there's always ways to plus anything, and that this year is my thing to put the basics into play, and then to plus it. That's on my agenda to do, and I surely will, most certainly. So enjoying this. Straight to the head. This one's got, it's only 5%, but straight to the head. But it certainly hits the spot. Can't fault it at all. And yeah, so a lovely citrusy beer. Like I say, the traditional beers, you know, don't, if you are new to beers and you're massive on craft beers, try the traditional stuff out from supermarkets. Yeah, you may not want to support supermarkets, I get that, but because the greed of supermarkets pushing the prices down, it's not the brewery's fault. They just want their beers in supermarkets. They earn very little from supermarkets and in general. But there are some amazing beers, and Bath Ales do some lovely beers. Gem is probably my favourite of the Bath Ale beers, but this has been really, it's been a nice treat. And sometimes it's nice because I forget, and trust me, you tell me something, 5 minutes later I've already forgot, especially with the wife, as she often points out to me, have you remembered what I've just said? Shit, no I haven't, and apologies for swearing. But, you know, and sometimes, you know, my filter is just balmy. And no wonder I get bollockings, because I just forget. Can't help forgetting. It is what it is. But I've really enjoyed this. And after a long day, a good day at work, a good grafting day at work, both me, and it's funny, you know, I've never been in a job where, and no job's perfect, so we'll put that one out there straight away. But I've never been in a job where me, the handyman, the site manager, the owner, are all on the same page, all striving to do the best. And it's great because when I think about people who come to that workplace, it's a project. From all points of view, it's a project. From inside, from maintenance, from gardening, from the actual overall thing. We are all, I mean, basically the boss makes the money, you know, in the end of the day, but we all get a job. We all get pride in our work, and it's that. It's in this day and age, where do you see that in a lot of jobs? You don't. It's been lost in a lot of jobs these days, that pride. And luckily, you know, we do have that where I work. And you know, I work with some really lovely people as well, which is good. You know, when you have dodgy years working with dodgy people, it's good to get back on course, and there are nice people in the world. In any case, cracking beer. For me, a good 4.3 out of 5. Love the citrusy fruitiness of this, but the malt, good traditional pale ale. Enjoyed it. And it got me rattling. So, talking, that is. So, right, back on with the work. Cheers all. See you later. Got work to do. Can't be here